Hello, and welcome to Tussing's Tips for Teachers. I'm Jomar Tussing, and I have over 30 years of teaching experience in middle and high school, and yet I still really love being in the classroom. Do you want to know why? Well, in these short videos, I have put together a lot of my procedures that I've put in place over the years. These procedures make my class an enjoyable experience for the students as well as for the teachers. So let's get started. Video 1, seating charts. I won't lie to you, the first day of school requires a lot of preparation from you, the teacher. But one of the best things you can spend your time prepping is a seating chart. Now, you may think this is old school, or maybe you want to be the cool teacher and let the students decide where they sit. Well, there are many ways to give the students voice, but neither of these that I just mentioned is a good reason not to make a seating chart. As a matter of fact, here's several things a seating chart accomplishes. Number 1, it lets the student know that you have a plan for that day and for the year. In other words, it lets the student know you are ready. The second good reason to make a seating chart is it lets the student know they belong. You knew they were coming, you are excited that they will be in your class, and you have a special place for them. Seating charts are not just for elementary age students. Even my high schoolers like knowing that they have a spot reserved just for them in my room. And here's a side note. Every once in a while, a student shows up in your class that is not on your list. Now, I always keep extra cards and markers with me on those first few days of school so I can quickly write a student's name and assign them a seat without them even knowing it. You can do that if you're fast. It's very important that each child feels welcomed and accepted in your room. Number 3, a seating chart allows you to strategically place certain students. For example, if I know a student struggles with some attention deficit issues, I may place him or her at the back of the room. That way, if they need to stand up and stretch a little bit, they can do so without distracting the rest of the class and drawing unwanted attention to themselves. Or I may need a student to sit up front to make sure that they are taking notes, or if I know they have a little bit of trouble seeing the board. Or maybe there are two students that I know that are not a good combination when they are together. I can make sure that I put a little distance between them. A seating chart can stop a lot of problems before they start. The fourth reason a seating chart is a good idea is that it makes things a whole lot easier if I need a sub. My sub can come into my room and look at the seating chart and can take accurate attendance and know the names of my students right away. When my kids come in the room and they already know they are to sit in their assigned seats, it just gets that sub's day off to a really good start. So, now that I have thoroughly convinced you that you need a seating chart, let's talk about some of its other advantages. Now, I just use a 3x5 card for my name cards, and I have them on their desks as they walk into my room. I am not incredibly artistic, so it's just Sharpie markers and paper cards. However, you can be as artistic and flamboyant as you want. Cut cardstock into different shapes, use different colors. You do you, and be as creative as you want to be. Here's another use for those name cards. When my students enter that first day and I assign them a textbook, I have them write their book number down on that card. That gives me a record that I can later transfer into my database. You can use this for anything else that you assign, a locker, a cubby, a lab coat, an art smock, whatever. Then I keep my cards in a Ziploc baggie, and every quarter when I change their seats, I will put those cards at their new spot. When they come into the room at the beginning of quarters 2, 3, and 4, I have them check the book number on the card with the number in the textbook. This has proved very helpful for the end of the year. They are usually turning in the actual book that they were assigned on day 1. Amazing. So, seating charts. So many reasons and so many ways to use them. Hey, thanks for watching Tussing's Tips for Teachers. Please subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with my latest tips. You can also visit my website, purplepenofpower.com, for more articles and for encouraging things for teachers. And feel free to leave your comments below. After all, iron sharpens iron.